All right, I got Jason Dial here, close to home. Jason is the president of LGFG Fashion House. You might have heard about this company before, and Jason's specialty is building and developing sales forces, and he's building and developing ours. And that's why it's important to talk to Jason, because a lot of clients that we have obviously have a sales team or are specifically themselves devoted to growing a sales force. Guess how I met Jason real quick. Jason was working at a large company that operating a sales force that tens of millions and more of dollars in revenue on his team that he recruited, that he built, that he trained. I was fortunate to meet Jason through a good mutual friend of ours. Hi, Lester. Completely randomly, Jason had exited the industry. He was a free agent doing his own thing, and I don't know, not really doing anything, was kind of looking for the next thing. And I got a whiff of that Jason was available. His reputation preceded him. I called him up and I said, I want you to be here, and here you are.
All right, here I am.
There you go. So,
hey,
go.
For all of our clients, thank you so much for your business. We are very grateful.
Yes. I'm one of your clients, I guess you can say now. So, Jason, here's a question for you. Let's start with you first. Differences you've noticed in terms of leading or managing locally versus now internationally?
Well, the biggest thing that I notice is that people are still people. There are great people everywhere in the world, regardless of where you are. People still want to be led. They don't want to be managed. People still want to be motivated. They want to develop. They want to, they want to get better. So it's less of what's different and more of what's the same that I've learned about working internationally versus regionally here in the States.
Yeah, it's funny. People ask me like, oh, when you go to Germany to sell a suit, when you go to Hong Kong to sell a suit, when you go to, Sweden to sell a suit, let's consult and hire a company and figure out how to sell those people. I'm like, there's no those people. They're just people. They have the same needs, the same desires, the same wants. They just speak with a little different accent. Who cares?
Yep, touche.
That makes a lot of sense. Where have you traveled a little bit now at LGFG? Tell our folks about that.
Yeah, so I actually just recently spent time in Perth, Australia for a week, and then Auckland, New Zealand. Perth is the furthest city away from where I live in the world. And guess what? It was a lot like being where I am now. So it really kind of goes back to your first question. People are people. Our clients are very similar. They're successful. They're determined. They want good service. They want good products. And it's the more I travel, the more I realize people are just people, and they're awesome, and they're fun, and they just want to be taken care of wherever we go.
Now, you worked in New York during 9/11. So at the time you had clients, you were in sales, you remember that. You managed yourself, you managed people, led yourself and led people around you through crisis.
Yeah, so it's interesting when the coronavirus COVID-19 threat became a reality and the shutdowns began in the last 2 weeks. I really drew on my experience from 9/11. I was on my way to the South Tower when it was hit for an appointment that luckily canceled a few minutes before that happened. So it all unfolded in front of me. I lived in Manhattan, so it disrupted business for a certain period of time. So yeah, there were a lot of lessons that I could take from that experience and apply to what we're doing now. Now, a lot of it doesn't apply because that was a local terrorist attack versus a global pandemic. But it certainly has helped us in the early stages of this pandemic.
What are some lessons you learned at the time about leadership through crisis?
The most important thing that I learned, and this happened the first day, and I'll share a story with you because it's from we share a mentor, Dimitri. The same person that mentored you mentored me throughout my career, my 20 plus years in sales. When the attacks in New York happened, I was downtown. I had to work my way back to Midtown Manhattan, which is several miles away. By the time I get back there, both the towers had collapsed, and you realize there's something major going on. So business more or less shut down, and people started migrating as best they could home, even though there was no public transportation, really cabs available. So I went back to the office, which was home to 25 salespeople, and I started locking everything up, and our phone kept ringing and just ringing and ringing and ringing. Finally, I was like, I better answer this. And I answered it, and it was the Actually, I'll answer the phone. I'm like, hello. And it was Spencer Hayes, the founder of the company, who was your mentor, my mentor. And he said, Jason, don't let the terrorists win. We're under attack. Keep making phone calls. Keep booking appointments. It's our job to move the economy forward.
All right. Not that day, probably.
Happened, I was a little bit kind of disgusted.
Yeah.
Being a 27.
You got muted. Jason, I think you're muted. Hello. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. And you're back. Are you back though? Hello. Hoi hoi, hoi hoi. Internet connection unstable. We will wait and we will edit. That's what we will do. You're back.
Tell me when to go.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just edit that. So the phone, okay, so the phone rings and it's the founder of the company you're working at, and he says,
yes, so Spencer Hayes tells me, wonderful man, rest in peace. He said, Jason, don't let them win. We're under attack by terrorists, but keep making phone calls, keep getting in front of people. It's our job to move the economy forward, but don't back down. And my initial reaction was, that's kind of gross. Why would he say that? This is a massive problem. And I went home and I laid in bed for a day and felt sorry for myself and thought, this is all happening to me. But then the word sank in after a couple of days and I realized I do have an obligation, and it's bigger than just selling clothes. It's bigger than me just pushing product or our clients buying clothes. This is moving humanity forward through commerce and through business. And if you allow these things to shut business down, then the cure becomes greater than the cause, and you lose. So what we're taking, the biggest lesson then that we're applying now is, hey, let's reach out. Let's use this time to do something productive. Let's get whatever business is available out there. Let's reward our clients' loyalty with discounts, and let's move the economy forward. That's what we have to do our part in this. Everybody's got a role during this pandemic. We're all staying home to prevent others from getting sick, to prevent us from getting sick. And while we're at home at LGFG, our job is to serve our clients and move the economy forward. As cash moves hands from us to LGFG, to our salespeople, to our factory workers, to everyone, then they go out and they spend money, but it keeps the process rolling. And that's what our job is in this. And that's what we did in New York. And I'm very proud of what I did in my role in New York. And I'm very proud of what we're doing now. We're writing history right now through this. And I want to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem.
Yeah, I kind of find there's two kinds of reactions when you talk to clients at this time. One reaction is like, how dare you? And the other one's good for you. I get a lot more good for yous than anything else. You have to approach it with empathy. You have to approach it with social intelligence. Like, you do need to obviously not just be a psychopath, but I think people understand that humanity faces existential threats just like any other threats. And what's interesting to me, and you've been in the business of selling for a long time and leading salespeople for a long time, it's that, salespeople, we always have an excuse. Like, let's just call a spade here. Like, we always have it. Oh, I had to do some administrative work. I had to go and get an oil change. Like, I don't know, sales is a weird profession because it's like the only profession where the person doing the job would rather do anything but the job. It's the weirdest thing. Like, no accountant is like, I hate accounting, I'm gonna go sell some stuff, But a salesperson that hates accounting will do accounting instead of selling when it's time to sell. It's just how, I don't know, it's just how salespeople are wired. And that's a little bit funny to me. But when an existential threat hits, it gives us the biggest excuse of all. Well, there's an existential threat. I mean, that's a good reason, right? And also, I need to get an oil change. but what you're saying is that at the end of the day, like, we are not just at a job. We do as salespeople, we do have a mission. Like, we contribute to the economy because I don't care what role and what business you're in. No business happens unless you sell a product or a service. And the key verb is sell. And I am responsible for keeping the delivery guy employed. I am responsible for keeping the lady in the warehouse that stocks our fabrics employed. I'm responsible for that because I'm the one with the skill to sell the product to change hands. And that's what you're getting at. And, you're not just talking to our salespeople when you say that. That's the world. That's reality. I
Yeah,
think
it's bigger
that's
than us.
for real. It is.
It's
I
bigger
agree.
than us.
I'm with you, man. I think that's totally true. What do you think leaders? What kind of challenges are leaders facing right now that are running sales organizations?
Oh, well, there's the obvious. First, you got to look at the health of the company as soon as this happens. And Dimitri, we evaluated that really before the shutdowns came. We looked at the health of the company. We made decisions. What do we need to do? And there's a balance to protect our people and keep them employed while protecting the health of the company. So as this passes, there's still a company that exists to give our people opportunities. So the first thing we did as an executive team is we tried to figure out where that balance is and made sacrifices where we can so that we can protect our people and we can protect our company while at the same time making our priority our clients, because without our clients we're not in business. So those are the challenges we faced. I wouldn't imagine they're going to be different with other folks as well, but as a direct selling organization, that's the first that was our first priority with the challenges that we're looking at.
Well, there's no
So you got
people.
some tough
Yeah.
decisions.
Yeah, business is people. People are like, business is this, business is that. I'm like, what business? Business is just a group of people.
Yeah.
It's not an ideology. It's a group of people. It's a group of people that get together on a mission, and that mission increases the standard of living for everybody. It gives people a purpose, which people need a purpose,
Yep.
and that's a good thing. So, what would you say, like, you're a salesperson as a like let's say you're a salesperson. What are you thinking right now as a salesperson?
What am I thinking right now as a salesperson is I'm saying, okay, where are there opportunities to serve our clients? Where are the opportunities to help them, where they can have an opportunity in the crisis? And where that leads me to as well, our clients have more time. They're quarantined as well. Our clients are going to go back to work if they're not currently working through this. So they're still going to need clothing. So how can we change what we do to still accommodate our clients? And that's what I'm thinking. Where are the opportunities and how do I pursue them? So, necessity is the mother of invention. This has caused us to create new ways of doing business with our clients.
That's so true.
And our salespeople have adapted quickly. They're finding the opportunities and our clients are being very graceful and they get it at a rate that just blows me away. Our clients blow me away at how much they want to do their part, how much they want to help us, and we want to help them. It's been remarkable. So we've created new ways to generate revenue, and it's when we come out of this, we're gonna have much more ways to do business. It's really kind of exciting when you look at the end result. Yeah, I know without a shadow of a doubt things will get better. You do as well.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but I know that they will. So our mission now is to survive, learn new skills, and come through better than we were when we came into it, and in position to grow and really become what we want to become faster, sooner, etc. Our main goal this year in the next 6 years, the next 6 years becoming a $100 million business, that doesn't change. Now this year, yeah, we're having to make adjustments to the plan, but our long-term goal doesn't change at all. In fact, I know you and I have discussed how this may actually accelerate our ability to do it because it's forced us to change the way we do business. But when we look at the way we're doing business this way, long-term, it's a much more doable, scalable way of doing business. So.
One thing I'm also learning from you, you're a lot older than me. For people that don't know, like Jason is much, 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 much older than me, like a lot older. He's
Significant.
My trolling is not working here, but one thing I'm learning from you, Jason, is that I would say learning, augmenting what I have learned, reminding what I've forgotten, but also learning new, is that the spirit of the person performing the work is a lot of times more important than the skill. Like the skill is important, but the human spirit. It's like Jack Welch, rest in peace, said that culture eats strategy for breakfast. And when I think about culture, one of the things about culture is cohesion, loyalty, synergy, all those buzzwords that are real words to us with our teams, and trust. And I think going together through a crisis, and obviously that's going to show who's there on your team, on our team, with you, with me, with each other, that's going to create and foster spirit, the human spirit. You can't buy that. You can't teach that. This is one of those abstract concepts that has very practical and real outcomes in the world, in the business world, you know? And so I think there's an opportunity for companies, ourselves included, of course, to really see the positive, that this will create spirit for us, and that spirit. And I don't care that the next couple of months we're not going to be on track to hit our goals, but you can't get the kind of spirit that we're going to come out with this. You know, my resolve is only stronger. My wife is shocked. She's like, "How are you so positive?" I'm like, "I'm not. I don't know if positive is the right word. I'm just effing hungry." You know, my spirit's just built from this, and I think, you know, as a sales leader yourself, I mean, I think you see that too. I think you see the opportunity in our spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, you know, as we were taught by the same guy, Dimitri Spencer, used to tell us, you know, it's people don't always remember what you say, but they always remember how you make them feel. So back to your point earlier about having the human aspect of what we're doing, this being bigger than us, this being about a humanity coming together and beating it as one, that's, you know, it gives us a great opportunity to connect with our clients and check in and
With
make
each
sure everything's
other, with each
happy.
other, you know, man, like really with each other. I think
Yeah.
a lot of times what our clients experience is just how we treat each other. You know, one of those weird things. So last thing, Jason, you know, I know that I know you have the answers because I come to you for the answers, and that's not paying lip service, like that's for real. But um, you know, you came to LGFG because, as you said, you met the people here, and um, you know, you fell in love with the people. We have potential. You know, we have the right ingredients, and they need to be mixed together in the right way. What is it about our team at LGFG that made you fall in love and say, hey, you know what, this is a group of people I want to work with, I want to walk alongside, I want to lead, and I want to grow?
You know, people here have character, they have ambition, they're talented, they have a work ethic. They're spread around the world. They're basically everywhere that I'm not. I'm based in the United States, and our salespeople are everywhere but here. So they're the same in what I'd look for in anybody that I'd want to work with or for. You know, they make good decisions. Um, they're insatiable with their ambition. Um, and they're just willing to grind, and they're willing to keep going. You're seeing that shine right now because they're just the level at which our people are now researching each individual client to see what would be best for them for when it's the right time next. They're taking a step back and investing time in making themselves better at their craft. And it's humbling. It's really neat to be a part of that. And I'm not doing it myself, but watching them do it, and it's so encouraging. So yeah, it affirms that I'm in the right place. But you're spot on. The reason I'm here is the people. We have wonderful people, and they're getting better every day.
And to that point, you know, I sometimes talk to clients and they're like, man, you know, you've done this and you've done well. And it's like, I think the truth behind leadership, maybe the biggest truth, I mean, if I can say that, is that I don't really do a heck of a lot, you know. um, what I am really good at, and Spencer used to say this, is that what did he say? Leadership is recruiting is leadership. I have a trophy about that. Back in the day, I had for my summer job. Leaders, you know, he said, great leaders are great recruiters. That's what it was. Great leader is a great recruiter, right? And I never really got that until I really started to focus on, you know, what's my perfect team look like? You know, like who's the shooting guard, who's the point guard, who's the center? You know, what does that look like? And I think to a lot of clients that ask, sometimes they're surprised. Like I'll talk and they'll ask questions about, you know, like I went on the road recently in Switzerland and in Austria and in Belgium and in Luxembourg, and folks would ask questions, and I never was surprised. I said, I know I don't know the answer to that. There's somebody in the company that does that, and they're just real good at it. Um, and I think that, you know, what you said is you're inspired by watching our people do the things that you're not even doing it. You're there to guide and to not manage but to lead. You know. Um, and I've really worked hard on fixing some of my own leadership flaws, and the biggest one for me was just getting the heck out of the way of people better than me. You know, and it's like you talk about what you see are great people doing great things. That's what I see as well. And that's the testament of our team, is there's a lot of folks here. Just look, there's guys in our team today that sell a heck of a lot more clothes than I've ever sold. The IT guy is better than me at IT. Our operations, Mamak, he's better at operations than I'll ever be. I mean, I just can't operate at that level. And I know that you're better at fostering the potential in people and helping them realize their own potential and reach it. You're better than that than I am. It's not even a secret. Like, anybody in our company already knows that. And I'm the first to admit it. So I think that's such a powerful thing you said, that well, if I could summarize it, I guess it's a Zig Ziglar line, isn't it? It's if you want to, you'll get what you want if you help enough people getting what they want, right?
Yeah, it's got to be in that order.
And John D. Rockefeller, when he was asked, how did you become a billionaire? He said, I made a lot of people millionaires.
That's right.
So yeah, Jason, thanks for sharing your wisdom. I've been in sales for 17 years. So this is my chosen profession. This is my field. This is what I'm most passionate about, and I love. It's just for me. So you're one of the best, and I don't say this because you're here. I say this because I brought you here. You're one of the best people leaders I've ever met, and you've helped me get better. What's your favorite thing about me as a leader? No, I'm just kidding, guys. Thank you so much. Peace out. Reach out to Jason and.
Can I go put a suit on now? I can't put my suit back on.
Yeah.